Session 4 of Christmas. Today I want to look at the story of the wise men. Matthew tells us that some men who studied the stars came from the east to Jerusalem looking for the new king. They said they'd seen his star rise and they'd come to pay homage. Now we like to picture 3 wise men, and sometimes we call them kings. It doesn't say anything about 3. That simply comes from the fact that there were 3 gifts. They weren't kings, they were probably just the intellectuals of the day, people who studied the stars. Why did they think that an unusual star would lead to a king being born in Jerusalem? Well, we mentioned in a previous series that after the empires of Babylon and Persia had collapsed, the people became quite disillusioned with the idea of wealth and power. They were looking for something else. And this idea arose that there would be a Messiah-type figure who would arise from Judea. Now this is mentioned in 2 of the Roman historians, Tacitus and Suetonius, and also the Jewish historian Josephus. They all write about this idea of a ruler coming out of Judea. So it was fairly natural that when people studied the stars, if they saw something unusual, they would think it would have some meaning. When Julius Caesar died, a nova, very bright nova, appeared just right over his funeral pyre, and the people said, oh, he must be going to join the gods. That was a sign to them. So when these wise men, these astrologers, saw this strange sight in the sky, they thought it must have some meaning. Now we don't know the exact year that Jesus was born, but there are records that in 4 BC, Jupiter and Saturn sort of came together. They were seen together in the sky, and in the area of the sky that astrologers called Pisces. Now, Pisces was regarded as marking the end of the sun's old course and the beginning of the new. Jupiter was seen as the king star, the royal star, and Saturn had long been associated with Israel. So if that's what arrested their attention, you can see how they put things together. A new king born in Israel. And so they set out to find him and pay homage. Of course, naturally, they would go to Jerusalem, to the capital, and to the palace. God was speaking to these people in a way that they understood. Now, we like to put the wise men in the stable with the shepherds. We also like to say that they followed the star from the east right across to Jerusalem. The Bible doesn't say any of that. They went to the palace to ask where they would find this new king. And Herod went into absolute rage because he was just a terribly jealous man, jealous of his power. And so he asked them, well, when did you see the star? And when they told him, he then ordered that every baby boy in Bethlehem who was under the age of 2 should be killed. Obviously it had been 2 years since they'd seen the star in the east. Now the star didn't lead them across the sky. They'd gone to Jerusalem. It's when they left Herod's palace they saw the star again and they got quite excited. This time the star led them to a house where they found Mary and Jesus. So it's not a stable, and it's not on the night of his birth. God wanted the intelligentsia from the east to know about Jesus' birth because he was just as important to the non-Jewish people as he was to the Jews. And God took what they knew. They knew about the possibility of a new king from Judea, and he used that, and he gave the message in a way that they would understand, because salvation is for all.
Joyful, all you nations rise, join the triumph of the skies, with angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing. by